team members to the workspace. Once we create the workspace, we need to add the team members to the workspace. Then we'll see how to add the team members to the workspace, how to add team members to workspace. We'll see. Once we add the team members to the workspace, once we are adding the team members, we need to assign the roles. We need to assign the roles. There are different roles available, guys. How to add the team members to the workspace and assigning the roles. Assigning the roles. We'll see. And assigning the roles. There are different roles available. There are different roles available. So admin role, member role, contributor role, different roles will be available. The different roles, how we'll assign it? Assigning the roles. There are 4 types of roles: admin role, contributor role, member role, and viewer role. When to give which role, we'll discuss. Right. First, so let's see how to create a workspace first. So to create a workspace, let's log on to Power BI service, open any web browser, log on to Power BI service, app.powerbi.com, and log in with user 32 and provide the password here. So once you log in, to create a workspace, just go to the workspace folder. So this we call it as navigation menu, guys. Go to navigation menu, go to workspaces folder, and when you go to workspaces folder, you'll find an option called create a workspace. Navigation folder, go to navigation folder. Navigation menu, and go to workspaces folder. Workspaces, create the workspace. Create a workspace window, it will open. So in that, you can give the workspace name. Basically, we know that when we start any project, we need to create one workspace. So what is the name you need to give for that workspace? What is the name we will give for that workspace is? Most of the cases, when we start any project, the project will have a name, ABC, XYZ, some name will be there. So when we start any project, a name will be there. Sales analysis project or whatever it is. Any name will be there, lens analysis project, whatever it is. So when we start any project, the project will have some name. Basically, that name we will give it as workspace name. Here, I'll create one workspace with the name 7 a.m. or else batch 7 a.m. Feb 2021 workspace. So just instead of giving the project name, I'm giving this batch 7 a.m. February month 2021. So this is the workspace I'm giving. So first it will check the workspace name, guys. If you observe here, when I try to give the workspace name as test, it is telling that not available. That means this name is used by some other people in our company. In our own company, they will start multiple Power BI projects. In our own company, they will start multiple Power BI projects. So this test is there, right? That name is used by some other people in my organization already. Some other people used it. So that is the reason it is not available. Please edit the name it is telling. And if you are giving a name which was not used by any other people, it will show available. In our company, no one used this project name. No one used this workspace name. Then it will show you available. Okay, fine. So this is the workspace name. and you need to upload a logo. If you have any logo for your project, you can upload it. So if you have any logo, you can upload it. D drive, Power BI material. I have a logo with the name Go. So I have a logo for my project. I'm giving some logo here. You can add any logo. So and then if you want, you can write some description about this project. Why you are building this project? What is the purpose of it? If you want, you can write some description here. So what this project will contains, you can write it. So it's an optional, it's up to you. If you want to write some description, you can write it or else leave it. Click on save. When I click on save, a workspace will be created. Creating a workspace is quite simple, guys. So workspace was created by default. The person who created the workspace, he will be the admin to that workspace. I created a workspace with the name batch 7 a.m. Feb 2021, right? When I go here, more options, I'll see workspace access. When I go to workspace access, you can observe here, the person who created the workspace 32, he will be the admin to that workspace. He will be the admin to that workspace. So the person who created the workspace, he will be the admin to that workspace. He will be admin to that workspace. The person who created the workspace, he will be the admin to that workspace. Okay, so user 32 created the workspace. By default, he will be admin to that workspace. And so you can see it. So you cannot remove the admin. Look at this. So there is 3 dots. When I try to remove it, it will tell that you cannot remove all admins from the workspace. A workspace must have at least one admin. So in this project workspace, for now only user 32 is there. It is not possible to remove him. And it is not even possible to change the role. There are different roles: admin, member, contributor, viewer. 4 roles will be there. I cannot go and change the role of this person to contributor. When I try to change it to contributor, it will give the same message. You cannot remove all the admins from the workspace. A workspace must have at least one admin. When we create any project workspace, that workspace must have at least one admin. We cannot remove all the admins. Now, once we create the workspace, now let me discuss what are the activities. So if you want to see who are the people have in this workspace, one way, go here, go and click on workspace access. Another way, on the right hand side, you'll see an option called access. When I click on access, I can open the same window, access window. If you want to open one way, you can go here, you can click on workspace access. Another way, in the right hand side, you can see access. You can click on it, you can get the same window. Fine. Now, when you create a new workspace, we'll discuss what are the activities you will perform in the workspace. When we create the workspace, in that workspace, what activities you will perform, we'll discuss now. When we create the workspace, what are the different activities we'll perform in that workspace? I'll show you here. So when you create the workspace, first activity we are going to perform is, when we create the workspace, the first activity we are going to perform in the workspace is, let me copy it. Instead of typing it, I copied it somewhere here. What are the activities we will perform in the workspace? Let me go to Power BI material, Power BI service, and Power BI service activities. So not this. When you create the workspace, what are the activities you will perform in the workspace? When you create the workspace, once after creating a workspace, what are the activities we will perform? We are going to perform in the workspaces. So let me copy this. Basically, once you create the workspace, these are the different activities we will perform in the workspace. First one is, once we create the workspace, sometimes there is a need of updating the workspace. You might need to update the workspace. Updating the workspace means changing the name of the workspace. So you're given the name like this. Might be you need to change this name. Might be there is a need of changing the workspace. Okay. And then might be there is a need of changing the roles of the members. Once we create the workspace, we'll add the team members to this workspace. we will add already user 32 created. He is there. We will add user 33, user 34. How many people want to work on this project? We'll add it. While adding user 33, I can give the role as contributor. For the first time, I adding him as a contributor. Once we added him as a contributor, in future, I can change this contributor to this role contributor. I can change the contributor to what? I can change this role from contributor to a member. So at the time of, you will came to know what is this contributor, all this you will came to know. At the time of adding, I added him as a contributor, but later on I want to change him as a member. When I want to change him as a member, how can we change it? How can we change it? Right? Changing the roles of the members also comes under updating the workspace or removing the members from the workspace. While starting the project, user 34 is working in this project. Later on, user 34 went to another project. He left from this project, he went to another project. That time you might need to remove the user 34 from this workspace. Removing the user 34 from this workspace is also what? Updating the workspace. Sometimes we might need to delete the workspace. I created one workspace, I don't need it. I don't need it. I want to delete the workspace. So first activity will be seeing updating the workspace and deleting the workspace. And second activity we will perform in the workspace is, once we create the workspace, we might add, so once we create the workspace, we might need to add the team members to the workspace and we need to assign the roles. Now user 32 created the workspace, 32 is admin. Along with 32, other people want to work on this project. We need to add it. If 33 want to work on this project, we need to add 33 and we need to give the role for 33. Either we need to give admin role, either we need to give member role, either we need to give contributor role, or either we need to give viewer role. So we'll discuss when to give which role. We'll discuss. We need to give any one of this role and we need to add user 32, 33 to this workspace. Right, that is the work we'll do. Once we create the workspace, we'll add the team members to the workspace and we'll assign the roles. We'll assign the roles. And next one is adding content. Once a workspace is there, first thing we will add to the workspace is a data set. Adding the data set to the workspace will do. And once we add the content to the data set, we'll create the new roles, creating new content. So once we add the data set, we might create new content like reports, dashboards. So once the data set is added to the workspace, on top of the data set, we might need to create new reports and new dashboards. Or else in the workspace, sometimes we might need to update existing content. We might need to update existing data set, existing reports, existing dashboards. Or sometimes we might need to delete the content, deleting the data sets, deleting the reports, deleting the dashboards. So once we create the workspace, once we add the data set, we'll create new reports, we'll update existing content, we'll delete the existing content. We might do this work. And so on data set, once you created new reports and new dashboards, to show up-to-date data in the reports and dashboards, we need to schedule refresh the data set. Schedule data refreshes via on-premise gateway. So we need to refresh the data set. We need to schedule refresh the data set via gateway. So yes, we will do this work. And then once you have updated data in the reports and dashboards, we need to share that content, reports and dashboards, with the end users. Whatever the reports and dashboards we build, we need to share with the clients or end users. And the last work we will do in the workspace is, we will view the content in the workspace. We'll log into the workspace, we'll view the content. What I mean to explain here is, once we create any workspace, what activities we'll do in the workspace. We might log in and we might see the content. Or we might log in, we might update the workspace. Or we might log in, we might delete the workspace. Or we will go to the workspace, we will add the team members to the workspace and assign the roles. We'll go to the workspace, we'll add the data set to the workspace. We'll go to the workspace, we might create new reports and dashboards on that data set. Or we might update existing data sets, reports and dashboards in the workspace. Or we might delete the content, data sets, reports and dashboards in the workspace. Or we will schedule refresh the data sets in the workspace. Or we will share the reports and dashboards with the clients in the workspace. These are the different works we will do when we create any workspace. When we create any workspace. Okay. So when I create a workspace, so in this project, who are working? User 32 is working for now. So how many, by default, who created the workspace? Only that person will be there. Now I will log in with user 33 here, app.powerbi.com. I'll log in with user 33. Go here, user 33. I'll log in with user 33 and I'll give the password. Once I given the password here, now someone tell me, in user 33, can I see this project workspace? Here, when you go to the workspaces, you are seeing this workspace. In user 33, can I see this workspace?
No, we can't see.
We cannot see. So in user 33, can we see this workspaces? No. So when I go here, when I go and search for workspace, I don't find it. So user 33 also want to work on this workspace. If user 33 also want to work on this workspace, how to work? So he want to see first of all the workspace. So we need to give the permissions. When you want to add user 33 to this workspace, one way, go here, go and click on workspace access. We can add it. Another way, go to the workspace, click on access. Here, enter email address. So who are the people who want to work on this project? You need to enter their email address. Go and enter it. So I want to enter user 33. When I'm adding user 33, I want to give the roles case. Admin, member, contributor, viewer. So for user 33, what role you will give? What role you will give? For user 33, what kind of role you will give? So let me write here. So totally how many roles we have? So totally 4 types of roles we have. 4 types of roles we have. So what are the 4 types of roles? One is admin. Second one is member. And third one is contributor. And fourth one is viewer. These are the 4 different roles available when you create any workspace: admin, member, contributor, and viewer. And so when to go with which role? When you are adding any person, at least you need to assign one role. Basically, when you have one workspace in the real time, might be you'll find one admin, majority of the cases, and you will find one member, and remaining people we will add as contributors. So might be one or more contributors and one or more viewers. So it is not that mandatory that one workspace need to have one admin. You might even have multiple admins in the workspace. So a workspace might have multiple admins, a workspace might have multiple members, a workspace might have multiple contributors, a workspace must have, one second guys, the workspace must have, just give me 1 second. Fine. A workspace might have multiple admins, multiple members, multiple contributors, or multiple viewers. There is no limit. But basically, when we have workspace, we'll have one admin, one member. So already for this workspace, admin is there. User 32 is admin, right? So now here, what admin can do? So basically, when you create any workspace, we know that these are the activities we will perform. In any workspace, we'll perform these activities, 1 to 7 activities. When we add him as admin, among these 1 to 7 activities, what he will perform? When you add him as an admin, among these 1 to 7 activities, he'll perform everything. Admin is the highest role, 1 to 7. 1 to 7 will perform, guys. He will perform everything. Admin is the highest role, so he can perform every activity. And member, second highest role is member. Second highest role is member. When you add him as a member, so admin can update the workspace, admin can delete the workspace, admin can add the team members, admin can add the content, admin can create the new content, admin can schedule refresh the data set, admin can share the content, admin can view the content. Every work admin can do it. When you add him as a member, what he can do? When we add someone as a member, what he can do? When we
2
add
to
someone
7
as a,
activity.
so he will not do first activity. He will not update the workspace. He will not delete the workspace. He will do 2 to 7 activities. But second activity also he will do partially. He cannot do the second activity completely. Second activity partially. Second activity partially, and 3 to 7 completely. 3 to 7 completely. He can do starting from third activity to 7 activity completely, but adding the team members to the workspace can do partially. What is that partially? You'll understand. And when we add as a contributor, what they can do? When we add as a contributor, contributor cannot do the first work, contributor cannot do the second work, contributor can do the third work, contributor can do the fourth work, contributor can do the fifth work, contributor cannot do the sixth work, contributor can do the seventh work. Totally, contributor can do 3, 4, 5 and 7. Contributor can perform third activity, fourth activity, fifth activity and seventh activity. Contributor cannot do first and second activity. Contributor cannot do the sixth activity. Sharing the content, reports and dashboards with the users, he cannot do it. Adding the team members to the workspace, contributor cannot do that. Updating the workspace or deleting the workspace, contributor cannot do that. And when you add someone as a viewer, he can do only seventh activity. He can do only seventh activity. Before you add any person to the workspace, you need to decide what that person need to do. Now I want to add user 33. When I am adding user 33, I need to decide user 33 need to do all the 1 to 7 activities, then add him as admin, no problem. So when you are adding user 33, you can even give the admin role. It is not that one workspace need to have only one admin. We can even have multiple admins in the workspace. It is possible. But so I don't want user 33 to do 1 to 7 activities. And user 33 need to do second activity partially and 3 to 7 completely. So for that, I want to give the member role to him. When I add him as a member role, so close it. Now, can I see that workspace here in user 33? Can I see that workspace now? Can I see that workspace now in the user 33? Yes, we can see. When I go here, you will find a workspace with the name batch 7 a.m. Feb 2021 workspace. When I go to that workspace, I can see it. So now I am user 33. I cannot edit this workspace. I cannot even rename this workspace. So if you go to 32, in user 32, I can change the workspace name. When I go here, when I go to workspace settings, I can change the workspace name. I can modify workspace. But in user 33, when I go here, when I go to this workspace, so when I go to workspace settings, it is grayed out. I cannot even change my workspace name. I am the member. So here, user 33 cannot do this first activity. He cannot update the workspace. He cannot change the name of the workspace. He cannot change the rules. He cannot remove the members from the workspace. He cannot even delete the workspace. So now tell me, a member can do, so user 33 can add user 34? User 33 can add user 34?
Yes, except admin role, you can add other roles.
Yes, when I go here, he can even see the access button. I can go here in this workspace. He can even see the workspace access. You can access it from here or from there. So I am user 33 now. I'm planning to add user 34. How to add user 34? User 34, but I can give what roles? I can give member role, contributor role, viewer role. So user 33 cannot give admin role. Why? Because user 33 itself is a member. How can he give admin role? So when user 32 is adding another person, he can give all the 4 roles. When user 33 is adding, he can give only 3 roles, right? That is what we are telling here. Admin. So when member is adding other people's, he can do that work partially. That means he can give only 3 roles. He can give member role, he can give contributor role, contributor role, or viewer role, viewer role, viewer role. These are the 3 roles a member can provide. But when admin is adding other person, he can give all the 4 roles. He can give all the 4 roles. That is what we are telling: member, contributor, and viewer. Viewer. Fine, guys. So remaining 3 to 7 he can do completely. 3 to 7, adding the data set, creating reports, refreshing the data set, sharing the content, viewing the content. Everything can be done by member. Now I'll go and add to this workspace. User 33 is adding user 34 and he is giving contributor role. What is the role we given for 34? Contributor. Contributor. Close. Contributor. Now let me log in with 34. Tell me, when I log in with 34, am I able to see that workspace now? app.powerbi.com. I'll log in with 34. Can I see that workspace?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see. We already added. Yes, we can see. We already added. Yes, we can see that workspace. When you go there, you'll find a workspace with the name batch. Now user 34 can add 35. Now I am in 34. 34 can add 35.
No,
User
not possible.
34 can add 35. It is not possible. When I go to that workspace, I'm not even seeing access button here. Access button. So when you go to the 34, you are seeing access button. When you go to 35, access button. When I go to 34, I'm not seeing access button. I have one report. I want to bring that report to the workspace here. So easy way of getting the report is get data. Get data, and it is there in my local machine. Click on local file, D drive. And report, admin can share local this report. There is a report here. Report 1. Can admin share this report? There is a report 1 which contains some 4 pages. I want to share this report. Share this report. Can I share? User 32 can share this report, means he is the admin. He can share. Yes. You have a share permissions. Yes, he can share it. Can you share this report? Yes. Even member can share the report. When we go here, even member can share the report. I'm adding a additional page here, page 5. I'll add some text box. I'll paste this content here. Fine. In tomorrow's class, we'll discuss how to share this content with our clients. Sharing the content, reports or
Absolutely.
dashboards with the end users and clients, we'll discuss in tomorrow's class. Yes, tell me.
Absolutely. One question.